Hey guys, how are you doing? I'm late. I'm like the white rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. I'm so sorry. I was filming a little bit of video for something else and yeah, it took a little longer than I expected. So, how are you doing? I want to say welcome to the replay viewers who will be hopping on to watch the replay of this one. Those of you who can't join us live, we're here every Thursday afternoon at 2:45 Central Time on the Homeschool Solutions with Pam Barnhill Facebook page. And we would love to have you join us live if you can. And here are all my wonderful live people coming on. Hey, Dawn. Oh, good. You got it. That's new. You've only been watching me for what, like a year now? And you finally got a notification. That's awesome. So, hello. Let me tell you who I am first. My name is Pam Barnhill. Yeah, 2:45-ish. I'm sorry. I know I was late. 2:45-ish. My name is Pam Barnhill, and I'm a homeschooling mom of three pretty fabulous kids. And I have three homeschooling podcasts. We have the Homeschool Solution Show, which is an audio blog of the best homeschool content on the web, streaming straight to your earbuds every Friday. Tomorrow's is by Tanya Lyons. I'm almost like 99% certain, and it's 3 essentials for your homeschool. And let's see, so bloggers come on and they read their blog posts for us, so you can listen while you're walking the dog or washing the dishes or something like that. And then I also have the Your Morning Basket podcast, which is all about morning time in your homeschool. Such fun. And then finally the Homeschool Snapshots podcast, which is where I interview homeschool moms, homeschool teens this week, or sometimes even homeschool dads about their homeschool experience. So I have those 3 podcasts, and I do this little thing every Thursday afternoon. And it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. So welcome. Oh, let's see, where are we starting? So this, can you guys believe it? We are heading into homeschool planning season. Now, it's very early in homeschool planning season, I realize, and there are a lot of you who probably don't even want to think about this yet, but I know that there are some of you out there who have already gotten started planning. And so it's a good time for us to start talking about homeschool planning. And we counted back 10 weeks from about the 1st of July and knew that we wanted to start filming this series now. Okay, Rachel, she's already planning for next year. So we knew we wanted to start filming this series now to help you guys. So what we're going to do over the next 10 weeks, except for 1 week I'm going to the beach, Dawn. I don't know. We may do homeschool, though we may do it from the beach that week, or we may have to skip that week. We'll have to see. I just remembered I'm going to the beach in a few weeks. But we can homeschool plan on the beach, can't we? Yeah, that'd be fun. But anyway, we're going to do this series for you all about homeschool planning, and we're going to walk you through the 10 essential steps for homeschool planning and get you ready to go. Yes, Tina, because we start in mid-July as well, because it's like way too hot to do anything else other than school. And so, yeah, exactly. Okay, everybody wants to homeschool plan at the beach. I'm actually not going to be homeschool planning. I'm just going to be playing at the beach, but I'll come on and talk to you guys about homeschool planning. It'll be too hot at 2:45 to be down on the beach anyway. So there you go. This week, first in the series about homeschool planning, we're going to walk you through all 10 steps. This week is all about vision, why your homeschool needs a vision, and why a vision should be the first thing that you do when you sit down to do your homeschool plan. So many people think, oh, I'm going to plan my school year next year, and we're going to study colonial America, so I'm going to open up Pinterest. And we're going to get started. That is the absolute worst place to start in creating your homeschool plan. I always say you should never start your homeschool plan by looking on Pinterest. You should always start your homeschool plan by looking across the breakfast table and look at the kids that you have right there and how are you going to meet their needs. Not come up with a bunch of activities first, because those activities may not work with the family that you've been given, like they work for the family of the people who put them on Pinterest to begin with. So this is very important, and one of the ways in figuring all of this out is to have a vision. Now, we walk you through how to create a vision in Plan Your Year, and I'm talking about the Homeschool Planner. It's about 40 different planning pages that we have at planyouryear.net, and they're not pre-bound. You can pick which ones you want to use. You can print them out, you can type in them, you can save them. So year to year, you don't have to recreate the wheel. We have those for you at planyouryear.net, and there's also an 80-page planning guide, which walks you step by step through these 10 steps I'm telling you about. And so it'll really help you get a good solid plan that's gonna work for you under your feet. So the first step in this is creating a vision. And it just so happens that for the vision step, we also have a little 30-minute webinar on how to do this. This is kind of a bonus for you, and you can find that. Dawn's going to drop the link for you. It should be pambarnhill.com/vision or edsnapshots.com/vision. Either one will get you there. But Dawn's going to put it down there for you. So that's going to tell you how to do it. But right now I'm going to tell you why you need it. Why should you go through the process of creating kind of an overarching vision for your homeschool? And I'm going to talk about 3 different things. The first thing is your course of study. So if you are trying to decide what it is you want your kids to study next year, do they need math? Well, they need math. We have to do math, whether you want to or not. But there's going to come a point where you have to decide, do they need calculus or do they need business math? And your homeschool vision might help you with that particular decision. But are we going to study history every year? Are we going to do some kind of music lessons? That's another thing that would be included in your vision. How big of a focus are we going to have on STEM? How big of a focus are we going to have on the arts? As you and your husband get together and talk this over, and if you're a Christian family, pray about it, then you're going to decide, what is important to you and what education looks like in your home. And those decisions that you've made and put in your vision are going to guide you as you select what subjects are we going to study. Do we want to read a lot of great books? Are we going to read historical fiction? Are we okay with that? Do we want to focus on foreign language, or is this something that's not important to us? Are we going to focus on a modern language that they can use in the mission field, like Spanish or French, or are we going to focus on a classic language like Latin? So there you go. All of that could be guided by this vision you've created. What are you going to study next year? What are you going to study 5 years down the road? And you don't have to decide all those things, but the vision is going to help guide you as you do that. So course of study is one thing. Another thing that your vision helps you do is choose your curriculum. And when I'm saying curriculum here, I'm meaning the resources that you use. So it's going to make the difference in what kind of writing program you choose. Or public speaking program. Are we going to move into rhetoric? Do we want to, really dig deep into that kind of public speaking? Or are we okay not doing public speaking at all or using a different public speaking resource? So it's going to help you make these decisions about curriculum. Is it important to you to have a classical writing program, or is it important to you to have a kind of a functional writing program? So there's something for you as well. What curriculum am I choosing based on the kind of vision you've created? That goes back to historical fiction versus classical novels. Lindsay wants to know, how much do you involve your kids in creating your vision, or is it something you do on your own? I think it depends on the age of your kids for certain, because your average 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10-year-old does not have a long-range vision of what education should look like. because my 8 or 9-year-old is going to say, I want to have fun all the time. Well, I'm sorry, that's not what I want for you in life. Well, yeah, I'd love for them to have fun all the time, but we know it's not going to be like that. So there's some big important things that I want them to know and I want them to learn, and they don't have the foresight for that. So I think it's something to be done with your spouse. It's something to be done in prayer. And then as your children get older, you could certainly talk to them about that vision and set your goals. And we're going to talk about that next week. Set some goals for them based on that vision. But I think for the most part, you're going to be looking, your vision is about what does education mean to us as a family? What does it mean to walk away and be an educated human being? And I think even, kids are going to have to get pretty old and have some pretty good wisdom before they can start making some contributions to that discussion. So, okay, another thing your vision can help you do is choose your extracurricular activities. Extracurricular activities can be such a huge time suck for families. I mean, if you have more than one child, you're running around, you're going to different places. And so you have to ask yourself before committing to these things is, do they align with the vision that we've created in our homeschool? And let me give you an example. If it is part of your vision that your children have hours to spend outside playing when they are younger, you simply can't overschedule yourself, or they're not going to get that. You're not going to be fulfilling that part of the vision. And there may come a time where you turn around and you go, we're too busy. I thought we were going to, have everyone spend hours outside playing every day. And we can't do that because we're running too much. If it's part of your vision for them to have, an appreciation of music and to be able to play an instrument, you're going to have to make time for music lessons. If you want them to have, if it's part of your vision for them to have a civic responsibility, then you're going to have to seek out opportunities for them to help with an election campaign or be in junior civitan and drive them to those meetings and provide for them to get to service projects and things like that. And so that may mean saying no to something else so that you can fulfill that part of your vision. And sometimes it helps to be reminded of those things. Oh yeah, I did want my kids to learn to serve others. And we're so busy running back and forth to all the fun things that they want to do, we never have time to learn to serve others. And so maybe we need to make a little time for that in our schedule because that aligns with our vision. So 3 things your vision can help you with: course of study, short-term and long-term, specific curriculum choices, and also what activities you do outside the home as well. So all of those are things that your vision can help you with, and I'm sure we could probably come up with a few more. But if you need some help writing your vision, I've got 2 sources for you. We walk you through how to do it in the Plan Your Year book and planning kit at planyouryear.net. We also have the little extra webinar on vision and goals. It's about 30 minutes long, and you can find that one at pambarnhill.com/vision. And then also we have a printable sheet that you can use to put your vision on, print it out, and put it in the front of your homeschool binder so that as you open up that binder to do your homeschool on a regular basis, you're going to see it and be reminded of it. You certainly want to pull it out when you're planning for your school year each year and remind yourself of those things that you've determined to be important to you. And then you also want to always look at it before you go to the homeschool convention each year, because it can save you a ton of money in the curriculum vendor hall, because if it doesn't fit with the vision, you don't need to buy it. So just sometimes you could use your vision as well. And the free planning pages are at freehomeschoolplanner.com, and the vision sheet is in there. So you can go ahead and type it up really pretty, save it to your computer, and have a copy to print out there for you. So that's all I've got for you today. We'll be back next week for week 2 in our planning series. And week 2 is all about creating goals for your school year. Why it's important to create goals for each student for each school year. So we'll be back for that one next week. In the meantime, you guys have an awesome week. I'm off to San Antonio, Texas this weekend. I am so excited. I am speaking at the conference there for the St. Anne's Catholic Home Educators, and I am really excited about that. I'm leaving tomorrow, and I'll see you guys next week. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.